Hello, class. This video is to help with problem 13 from your exam. So it looks like we are given a data table that we can open up in StatCrunch. And I'm going to try to recreate some of these scatter plots. So I press Graph, Scatter Plot. We'll use X for the X data and Y for the Y data. Let's see if there's anything else we can do in here. Display points. Okay, that looks good. I wouldn't mind seeing horizontal and vertical lines. That might just help almost like create a grid. I press compute, and you'll notice that my X data goes from -2 to 2, and my Y goes from -4 to 4. So the origin is actually over here, right? 0, 0. So when I compare this to the graphs, it's tricky because I noticed that they go from -6 to 6 on some of their graphs and -3 to 3 on some of their graphs. So I'm going to increase my axis. I'm going to go press option. Well, actually, not even options. Just click on the x-axis and change my min and max. And I'm going to do the same thing on my y-axis. Again, change my min and my max. Okay. Now let's see. So at 0, 0, I see I have a point that's happening at 2, right? So here's 0, 0, and right above that, it looks like at 0, 2, I have a point. So let's see if we can find any of these graphs that have a point at 0, 2. So this looks like 0, 1, 2. All right, so letter A is a possibility. Letter B is not a possibility, right? Because this is 0, -1. Letter C is not a possibility, right? Because, again, I don't have a point 0, 2. So it looks like A and D are possibilities. So next we have to see, all right, how does A and D differ? It looks like this first point is happening at -2, -1, 2, 3, 4. Right, this point here, -2, -1, 2, 3, 4. And this point here is -2, -2. So let's take a look at our data. Right, at -2, right, when x is -2, my y looks like it's -4. So that would be this graph, right, -2, -4. So I think we've done that correctly. Next, we're asked to find the equation of the line containing the 2 points. So the points are -2, -4, and 2, 5. And it's in the form of this y equals mx plus b. Right? B is where we cross the y-axis. M is the slope. So let's take a look here. So I took the liberty of writing out y equals mx plus b, right? That's the equation of any linear line or straight line. These were the 2 points we were given, and we know that the slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So let's take a look here. So I could think of this as like x and y, x and y. So I can actually do 5 minus the -4 over 2 minus the -2. So this becomes 9 over 4, right? So my slope, or the m, is 9 over 4. So I can now write y equals 9 over 4 x plus b. Now look, we have an x and a y, and we have another set of x and y's. So I'll use the ones that are positive, but you could use either this pair or this pair. It doesn't matter. So if my y is 5, I'll replace y with 5. I have 9 over 4. And my x is 2 plus b. So now I can find the value of b, right? So this becomes 5 equals, looks like 9 over 2, right? Because this is going to reduce, right? Or 18 over 4 becomes 9 over 2 plus b. And then if I subtract 9 over 2 from both sides, and remember, 9 over 2 is really 4.5. So this would be 5 minus 4.5, which would be 0.5 equals b. Right, so my equation, when I plug that b back in, would be y equals 9 over 4 plus 0.5, okay? And I'm thinking we can write this a couple of ways. We could write this as a decimal or leave it as a fraction, right? I can leave this as 1 over 2 or as 0.5, right? So they say y equals blank x, and it doesn't tell us if we should write in a decimal or a fraction. So I'm going to actually divide 9 over 4. Right? If I divide 9 over 4, I get 2.25, and I forgot the x, right? X, 2.25x, right? So my slope was the 9 over 4, or 2.25x, and then it's plus 0.5. So I'm going to enter that into here, 2.25, and my x was 0.5, and that's the equation of my line. And I just want to make sure I didn't make any errors there. Let's see, right? 5 minus a minus 4, yeah, that looks good, positive. Yeah, I think we did okay. And then the last part is graph the line found in part B on the scatter diagram below. All right, so we know we're going to cross the y-axis at 0.5, right? So, right, the y-intercept is 0.5. So when I'm looking at my graphs, the line should cross at 0.5. So this line's crossing at 1, 2, like above 1, so that's no good. Let's see, graph B, the line looks like it's crossing at 0, so that's no good. Letter C, the line, even though the dot is way up there, the line, that could be a 0.5, a half, right? If this is 1 and this is 0, in between could be 0.5. Yeah, I think C is our answer, because when I look at D, the line crosses at like 2. So I think that's it. Let's check our answer, see if we got 100%. And we did. So that means we did a good job on number 13. Thank you for watching.